Moving over to the Western Conference, we got the 3 seed Lakers versus the 6 seed Timberwolves. The Wolves seek to get revenge against Luka Doncic. Obviously, Luka's with Dallas last year. Dallas beat the Timberwolves in the conference finals. What does Ant-Man have to do to get the T-Wolves a chance to beat the Lakers?
Bean pies, French fries, mob ties, Lakers in 5.
There's nothing Ant-Man can do. Wow.
Beach vibes.
Wow. That's crazy.
Hell no. Hell no.
Wow.
Hell
That's
no.
crazy.
No, not at all. I mean, Julius, it's really about Julius Randle than about Anthony Edwards.
You said Ant gonna do what he do anyway.
I think Ant gonna have a good series. You know, Ant's a superstar, so he's gonna get caught up in, superstar performances. But what is Julius Randle gonna do? And do Julius Randle hate the Lakers and feel like he can dominate that game?
I think the matchup to watch, and it's crazy to say this is the matchup to watch, but you just spoke on Julius, but the matchup for me is Bron versus Julius, because the way Bron plays today isn't the way he played before with this new Laker team. And so he's going to put Julius in a lot of actions and make Julius have to guard. And I know early in the year, that was kind of the knock on the Timberwolves, was that could they get Julius to guard? And I think he picked it up on that side of the ball. But now Bron is going to try to expose Julius on the defensive end. And so I think that's going to be important. I also think you could see the Lakers go small and put the T-Wolves in a bind on, with Rudy Gobert if the Lakers decide to go small. And they go Rui, Luka, Finney-Smith, Bron, Reeves.
But Minnesota can match that.
They can match it, but then Rudy Gobert got to come off the floor though, and then you lose rim protection. So
I mean,
I think the lineups could cause the Timberwolves a problem if the Lakers are making shots. Because if Finney-Smith's making shots, Rui's making shots, that could cause them some issues if they go small. So I think, that's where some of the issues could come in that series. But you got the Lakers at 5. Respect. All right. The Nuggets, 4 seed versus the Clippers, the 5 seed. Who on the Nuggets has to be the difference maker in this series? Obviously, Jokic's going to be Joker. Jamal is healthy. I think Chris Dunn is a hell of a defender, so I think, he can possibly make it hard on Jamal. But who has to be the difference maker for the Nuggets in this series to beat the Clippers?
One, I rock it with the Clippers in 6. Westbrook, Braun, and Michael Porter.
Okay.
Those 3 dudes have to step up, score the basketball, rebound the basketball, and have to defend. Because, Michael Porter, he going to have to play some defense because he's going to be out there guarding somebody who can score the basketball. Or guard somebody that's attacking the rim, like Derrick Jones, who attacked the rim on the offensive glass. Like, who's going to guard Kawhi is the question. And then who's going to guard James? And I feel like Zubac, nobody can guard Joker, but I feel you got a big body in Zubac that can make Joker work on the defensive end too, especially how the way the Clippers play. And they play sometimes through Zubac. So I like the Clippers in 6. I think the bench is going to be the biggest determining factor in this series because, both teams use their bench. Both teams now have a little bit more bench depth, but I'd say overall talent, and the way they're playing, I got to get to the Clippers versus Denver with, a first-time coach coming into the playoffs, and everybody is still in shock, like what the fuck happened.
It's crazy. I was just about to say, here's where you're going to miss Mike Malone, because you're going up against Ty Lue, who is
One
as
of the
good as
best
they
in the
come.
business. Yep.
Absolutely. And a coach that's coached 4 games as a head coach or whatever it is, and is now about to face Ty Lue in the playoff series. That's tough.
Yeah.
And so, in saying that, I think that makes a big, big, big difference in this series. And one of the key things I think in this series is going to be, you just mentioned them, but you really need Russell Westbrook in this series because you're going to need Russell Westbrook defensively in this series. Russell Westbrook is the one guy that Denver has that I think they can throw at James or Kawhi, and he can cause some havoc. You know, like you're not stopping either one of those guys. Like they are superstars for a reason. But Russ, I think, can cause some havoc. And so that's important. I think Russ is the for sure X factor in this series. And so that's what I'll be watching in that series.
And Aaron Gordon for that matter, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I say the Russ-Aaron Gordon tandem for defense, rebounding, like how well they play on the defensive end is going to really be the determining factor for the Nuggets.
Absolutely.
Like you need Bron offense, you need Michael Porter offense, you need Russ offense because they're gonna dare Russ to shoot. Like we know Ty Lue, he dares people to shoot. They will say, "Hey, put the ball in the player with the lowest percentage hands later in the shot clock." So Russ is going to have a lot of opportunities to make plays, to score the basketball. On the other side, I mean, Russ has to play at a high level, right? And not saying that Joker or Jamal Murray. I just think if you get something that is where Russ' capacity could be, then he has a chip on his shoulder playing against the Clippers as well. I just think the Clippers are going to win in 6. You got James Harden, you got Powell, you got offensive firepower. Kawhi is back, right? Dunn is hitting shots. Derrick Jones is hitting shots. Bogdanovich off the bench. They have a machine, right? They have a machine, and they are versatile. They can play small ball. They can play big too.
That part.
It's a great matchup. Who are you taking?
Yeah, it's a great matchup. I don't know, man. It's hard to go against the Clippers when you're about to put a 3-game tenure head coach versus up against Ty Lue. I think that alone is just going to be
the factor.
Huge, like almost impossible to overcome. Nah, I think that's impossible to overcome. That's tough. That's tough for a head coach who's been doing this for years. One that's been doing it for 3 games. That's tough for me. So I think just that reason alone, it's hard to go against the Clippers. And they're playing great basketball, but Ty Lue alone, I mean, I don't know David Adelman that well. I know he's not Ty Lue.
Right.
Can he possibly be one day? I don't know. I don't know what assistant coaches like, but
yeah,
I know he ain't Ty Lue right now. No,
we'll see.
And so that's tough.
Yeah.